As you trek across the frozen tundra, suddenly you feel a strange rumble come from the ice beneath you. A six-legged reptilian creature bursts through the ice. Before you is the Frost Salamander. Welcome to the Blue Dragon Guild, a channel all about Dungeons and Dragons. I'm Baron.
And I'm Mackenzie.
Today we are talking about the Frost Salamander, and we're getting in the spirit. We got our heavy coats on, but we're inside, so we're getting a little hot.
Yes. While these monsters are usually found in the Frostfell plane of ice, they can be found in the material plane. Basically, anytime they see heat, sources, anything that they think would be food, they easily go towards it. They're creatures that enjoy digging through dirt and soil, it says, but mainly more through ice. They find it more natural. You can, when I'm reading it, kind of reminded me of almost like a sea lion, but as obviously a big salamander that would come through and dig through and just eat you at any instance.
Yeah, in the Mordenkainen's Multiverse of Monsters, it says that they are immediately attracted to heat. So they'll attack settlements, caravans, anything that normal predators would probably avoid.
They're going hard.
Just because they're hungry. Like Mackenzie said, they like to burrow, preferably through ice, and they will create gigantic ice caverns. And anybody foolish enough to wander into there, well, you just became dinner. Frost salamanders are often caught by Azers and frost giants. The Azers like to eat them and use them for supplies. The frost giants like to tame them and use them for their burrowing skills. So let's take a quick look at their stats. The Frost Salamander is a huge elemental. They are unaligned, so they're not evil, they're not good, they're just
there. They're
hungry.
Like an animal.
They're hungry. They have a armor class of 17, a nice sizable pool of hit points, 168 or 16d12 plus 64.
Good speed, 60 speed, burrow 40, climb 40.
As you would think, they are immune to cold damage, but fire damage, they are vulnerable, meaning that they take double damage. But there is a caveat to this. They have an ability called Burning Fury. When the salamander takes fire damage, its freezing breath is automatically recharged.
That's pretty strong, because normally it's a roll on a 6 only for that to happen. So if it takes any kind of fire damage, it's just right back immediately, which, everybody would assume, hey, it's cold here, most things are probably affected by heat in some way, let's cast a spell, see what happens. That not good.
Yeah.
Which is, great for players that have no idea.
Yeah, and I necessarily wouldn't call that metagaming. I mean, your characters have intelligence.
Right.
Fire affects ice. It makes sense to me, so
right.
I wouldn't be mad about that as a DM. The salamander has multi-attack. They get 1 bite and 4 claw attacks, which makes sense. They have 6 legs.
Right, they can use...
Two to stand on, 4 to swipe.
Yep. And then, as we spoke of earlier, their freezing breath, normally recharges on a 6. The salamander exhales a chilling cold wind in a 60-foot cone, so very large space. Each creature must make a DC 17 Constitution, also difficult, or take 44 or 8d10 cold damage, and even if you pass, you're still taking half of it. So that can get out of hand pretty fast, especially if it does it, takes a little fire damage, does it again.
Absolutely. I really like this.
No, man, he's really great.
So, Mackenzie, how would you use one of these in a game?
I love the idea with having a giant and then it's just in there.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be funny if you're tracking a giant, it's maybe it destroyed a civilization there, like a little camp, and it's heading up to the mountain. They're like, we got to go get it. Maybe it took somebody. And you get there and you're like, okay, well, we know he's in that cave. And then like a guard dog, out comes the salamander, and you're like, all right, well, we were not ready for whatever that was.
I think maybe multiple salamanders.
That would be a lot.
That would be a lot.
But yeah, I thought that would be, when I saw it, I was like, that is a really cool concept.
I like that. I really like your guard dog idea, but I'm using that, but in a different aspect. I'm going back to my World of Warcraft love, and we're going to Ice Crown Citadel. There's a lich that has this massive castle up in the frozen wastelands. It's got these frost salamanders guarding everything. Obviously, if you're going against a lich, you're probably a little higher in level.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking probably have 10 of these frost salamanders ready to ready to
throughout
go.
the castle. Not at once,
No,
right?
no, at once. I'm thinking at once. Yeah.
Good Lord.
I really think that would just be a really fun encounter, especially if you have a fireball happy wizard and just, all right, yeah, sure.
better get him.
You can hit him with fire. I don't care.
Better get him in one hit.
I think the Frost Salamander is a really fun creature. If I was going to put it in a place that wasn't cold, I think it would have to be in like, it would have to be a spellcaster kind of thing. They're like a wizard's tower. It's just in a random frozen room in this tower. I think that would be fun.
Almost like how we had in the last campaign was that weird meat locker. And you're like, oh, well, it's just hiding in there to make sure nobody comes in and steals meat. But I mean, it probably just eat it.
It just ate it. So this is our look at the Frost Salamander. If you've ever used this monster as a DM, or if you've ever fought against it as a player, tell us about it down in the comments below. And if you'd like to see some more videos about some D&D monsters, check it out right here. And until next time, keep the dice rolling.